WRC has landed on the Mediterranean island of Sardinia for round 7 of the championship, the Rally d'Italia. The last round in Argentina was tough on driver and tough on cars. And history suggests that there will be no let-up in Sardinia. These gravel stages are rough, rocky and dusty, and most of the drivers here have a Sardinia hard luck story to tell.
It's surprisingly one of the toughest around, just because of the nature of the roads. They're so narrow and bumpy and very tricky, and a lot of people got caught out last year. We were one of them, and I'm sure it's going to be tough this year again.
There are many changes between fast and narrow and slow, and every time beside the line there are big rocks.
Lots of bushes and trees are very close to the road, and you cannot see proper the corner. And it's narrow, it's twisty, and it's very loose, and I think we have much more less grip than in Sweden, so this will be very difficult.
In an attempt to ease the pain, some new, faster sections have been added, but there is still lots of the rough stuff, and Zevi Pons received an early reminder of how tricky this rally can be. This off was in the shakedown warm-up stage. The one man with few complaints about Sardinia is Sebastian Loeb, winner here last year and second in 2005. If he tops the podium this weekend, that will be his 5th successive victory this year. It would also mean that Daniel Elena becomes the most successful co-driver of all time. Loeb and Elena's 4 victories give them a 21-point lead in the Drivers' Championship. Ford's Marcus Gronholm is second, Citroen's Danny Sordo third, and fourth is Petter Solberg. Sardinia has also been kind to Solberg. He was second behind Loeb last year and won in 2004. But he's still seeking his first win of 2006 and is in a determined mood to put that right.
I'm gonna go for it, definitely. I want to win. I'm not panicking, but I want to really get this going very quickly now.
The biggest draw in Sardinia could be Gigi Gali, the man from Livigno on the Italian mainland. He comes here on the back of his first podium finish in Argentina. Gigi enjoys nothing more than playing to the crowds. This is a big weekend for him.
I say it's good sensation because with every friend that's coming to see you, and I try to share my passion with every fan that I meet.
But it could be a bittersweet experience for him, as Pirelli have not guaranteed any backing beyond this event. This could be his last drive of the season. But for the next 3 days, Gigi will be focusing on matters in Sardinia. The island lies off the west coast of Italy, with the 18 stages situated around the city of Olbia in the north. Nearly 50% of the 345 kilometres of stages have changed from last year, with 4 of the stages on Sunday being totally new. Before we get going, a quick look at the standings in the Manufacturers' Championship, where Kronos Citroën lead Ford by 12 points. Skoda return to the fold for their first gravel outing this season. They will want to lift themselves out of the bottom position. The opening ceremony took place last night in the Millionaires' Playground of Porto-Cervo, where even the police cars are stylish. Gigi Gali, not surprisingly, getting the biggest cheer as he crossed the start line. The action proper gets going on the 24-kilometre Terranova stage. As championship leader, Sebastian Loeb has the honour of being first on the stage. But that is an honour he could do without. There is a covering of very fine gravel on this stage. It will be very difficult for the early runners to find grip.
Et gauche 130.
Here is a good example of how narrow the stages can be, and look how close to the edge of the stage those trees are. Below the covering of gravel on the stage surface is the hard, packed gravel. That's where the grip is to be found, and Marcus Gronholm will be looking to take advantage of the clean line that Loeb has created. Danny Sordo struggled to get to grips with the gravel in Argentina. It will be interesting to see what he has learned. Co-driver Mark Marty still in celebratory mood after the success of his beloved Barcelona in Wednesday night's Champions League final. You can see here how the dust is hanging in the air. The drivers are going at 3-minute intervals this morning instead of 2 to try and counteract this problem. Petter Solberg on the stage now. He was very positive after his second place in Argentina, but still had a number of technical issues to contend with. He knows he has the speed to win here, but will the car hold up? Gigi Gali at the start now. That bright yellow Peugeot is certainly the most noticeable car on the stages, and Gigi has a profile to match that car.
20. Ritardo, sinistra 5, in destra 3. 30.
But he's overcooked it there. We're back with Marcus Gronholm now. Loeb is already through the stage and he is over 15 seconds slower on the later splits. Gronholm looks to be making the most of his road positions. There's Gronholm's time against Loeb's at the bottom right of the screen. He's a full 18 seconds faster.
Marcus, you've beaten Sebastian by 18 seconds. How was it?
I don't know. Did he have any problem, Sebastian? No.
He said it was very slippery. How was it for you? You're only one position behind him.
Yeah, it's very slippery, but I don't know. We will see. It's okay. Driving was not perfect, but the others will come faster behind me. But it's okay to start like this. If he had no problems, then it's okay.
Danny Sordo has been unable to find any advantage through his road position. He's slower than his fellow Citroën driver Loeb and nearly 25 seconds slower than Gronholm. But Solberg has been taking advantage. He was 10th faster than Gronholm at the final split.
Short one left. Short one left is needed 30. With 0 in August. 2 left up long. Opens 10. 1 left plus. Tighten. Oh.
But he spun.
Turn up there.
It's happened in a very narrow part of the stage and it looks like he's having trouble getting it straight again.
Okay. 2 left plus half long. Opens 10. 1 left plus.
Here's the replay. It looks like the back of the car clips the bank on the right and that flicks him around. And not surprisingly, that ruined his chances of taking an early lead. He's lost nearly 18 seconds to Gronholm.
Petter, the front right of the car, tells a story. What happened?
We had 0 on the split with Marcus, and then came into a very narrow part on the city limit, and then I had a spin, and I was stuck there for a long time. I couldn't come because it was so narrow. I couldn't turn around and backed and stopped many times, but I lost a lot.
Gigi Gali got away with no damage from his spin, but he was over 40 seconds slower than Gronholm in this opening stage. Second fastest was Chris Atkinson, but he's not 100% happy. He reported a throttle problem and he claimed he picked too hard a tyre. Capecchi achieved his best result ever when he was 5th in Spain.
Váže pravá 5 plus, levá 5 plus, levá 5 plus přes horizont, levá 3, brzda pravá 1, levá 5, 6, co je? Mám vypnout náleso, levá 5, 6.
But he won't top that here. A problem with his engine management system forces him to retire. Matthew Wilson was also in the wars.
Flat right to flat left, flat right, 60. Flat left.
He's hit one of the big rocks that are all over these stages.
Left 6, okay, 40, care left 2.
And that knocked his rear left wheel out of line. Regardless of the advantages of road position, that was a commanding first stage performance from Gronholm. He was 12.1 seconds faster than second place Chris Atkinson. Third fastest was Gronholm's teammate Mikko Hirvonen. Petter Solberg is 4th and Loeb 5th. Not for the first time this season, Marcus Gronholm is quickest out of the blocks. Find out after the break if he can stay in front. Welcome back to Sardinia for stage 2 of the Rally d'Italia. Chris Atkinson comes into stage 2 in second place. Will this be the rally when it finally all comes together for him? But again, he's slower than the rally leader Gronholm, and he is now under pressure from the man in third, Mikko Hirvonen. And here is Hirvonen. He's on one of the new fast sections of stage here, but there is plenty of debris about and he has to work hard to keep on the clean racing line. But he's in control enough to take second place from Atkinson.
Oikein täysylinypyn 100. Oikein loiva tiukka käännä ja pidä 8. Vasen täysylinypyn käännä 150. Pirun pitkä vasen nopea tiukka. Aukee ja kirää vähän.
And also upwardly mobile is Sebastian Loeb. The Citroën man moves ahead of Petter Solberg into 4th. Marcus Gronholm was fastest again, his lead up to over 20 seconds. Here is the rally leader on stage 3. Gronholm was leading at this point last year, but a wrong pace note saw him go off the stage and roll 40 metres down a bank, destroying his hopes of a win. He successfully avoids any repeat of that. Mikko Hirvonen was as high as second last year in a privately entered Ford Focus. He's now at the wheel of a full-spec manufacturer model and again finds himself in second. Roller coaster.
Ja nyppy täys 6, huomio, nyppy sido ja lyhyt vasen tosi hidas vene. Heti oikein nopea 3.
Descending in the stage, but can he continue to move up the leaderboard? Chris Atkinson in third is just half a second in front of him coming into stage 3. Again, you can see here the amount of dust being kicked up.
Sur attention, ferme 133 moins, ferme 100 long. Les droites semblent un moins tôt corde. Attention, droite semble plus long tard. Droite plus long tard et gauche au terme 100.
Chris Atkinson was nearly 15 seconds slower than Loeb.
7 right, 30 tight, slow 6, then tight 5 neat, and 5 left, and long 6 right, slow, then very long 3 left, and
Atkinson also loses position to his senior teammate Petter Solberg, who moves up to 4th. And it gets worse for Atkinson as Petter's older brother Henning in the OMV Peugeot does enough to go ahead of him. Gigi Gali is also improving. He moves up to 8th. One of the drivers he passes is Dani Sordo. The Spaniard drops out of the top 8 into 9th. There's confirmation of the ups and downs from that stage, and Loeb is now just 0.3 of a second behind Hirvonen. Finnish privateer Jussi Välimäki also moves up to 7th, but Marcus Gronholm was again fastest. His lead now an imposing 40.1 seconds.
Marcus, you've won every stage so far, and some really, really good pace from you.
Yeah, it's surprising that we were so quick against the others. That's surprising. Okay, Seb was first on the road, but still we were faster a lot than the others, so that's a little bit strange, but it's very good also.
He's traditionally very quick in the afternoons when the stages are cleaner. Does that worry you?
No, I try to keep up the same pace as him and without any mistakes.
Sebastian Loeb's service team getting busy fitting new dampers on the Frenchman's Citroën Zara.
I knew that I will lose some time because I'm first on the road, and yeah, it's really difficult to be first on the road. It's a lot of loose gravel, and I lose some time for that. But Marcus is only second on the road, and he's doing some very, very fast times. So it's difficult for me to say why. We'll see now at the second loop if it's going a bit better. But the difference was so big this morning that I think it will be difficult to be faster than him now.
Stage 4 is a repeat of the Terra Nova test that opened this first day. All 3 of the afternoon stages are repeats of the morning stages, which is good news for Sebastian Loeb. He will now have a clean line to drive on. His grip should now be as good as everybody else's, and for the first time today he gets the better of Marcus Gronholm, but by just over a second.
A fantastic drive this morning from Mikko Hirvonen.
Mikko Hirvonen's second position must be under threat now. His advantage over Loeb is just 0.3 of a second. That's the time he needs to beat to stay in second. He's missed it. Loeb goes ahead of him.
Sebastian is tough to beat, but still a long way to go, and I just try to keep my level now and hope everything goes well now all the way to Sunday.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Petter Solberg has so far failed to make the impact he had hoped for. He had that costly spin in the first run through this stage this morning. He gets through this time without error, but is slower than Loeb, Gronholm and Hirvonen. And he's also slower than his brother Henning. He moves to within 5 seconds of Petter. Chris Atkinson continues to lose time. He had a problem with dust getting into his car in this stage, but holds on to 6th place. But Gigi Gali will have designs on that position. He's been steadily improving all day and takes another place on this stage to go 7th. Gigi Gali less than 15 seconds behind Atkinson now. Danny Sordo also moving back into the top 8. At the top, confirmation there that Loeb moves into second, but he's still nearly 40 seconds down on Gronholm. Sebastian Loeb is fighting back in the afternoon stages. Will it continue? Find out after the break. Before we see the last few stages, here's a roundup of what else has been happening today. Manfred Stoll has had a good record on these rough events, but he has been unhappy with his Peugeot setup all day and finds himself in a disappointing 12th. Harry Rovanperä was looking to show what the Skoda Fabia is capable of, but his day would end in retirement with a broken drive shaft. Matthew Wilson has had another difficult day. Damaging his wheel on stage 1, he was caught by his teammate Luis Perez Companc as he struggled through stage 2. He's still going, but is over 40 minutes off the pace. Sebastian Loeb looking to take more time out of Gronholm on the final 2 stages, and he beat the Finn by nearly 4 seconds on stage 5. But Gronholm reversed the order on stage 6, beating Loeb by 1/10 of a second. He takes a lead of over 35 seconds into the second day. And it's all good news for Ford, as it will be Mikko Hirvonen who goes into the second day in 3rd place. This is Petter Solberg on stage 5. He has a vibration caused by a puncture. In fact, he picked up 2 punctures in stage 5 and he's now had a 3rd on stage 6.
Jag såg dem on the radio, what they're gonna do. But they're working it out now, I know they are.
The team's decision is that he should stop and take the 5-minute restart penalty rather than risk irreparable damage. What more can go wrong for the Norwegian? Petter's loss is Henning's gain. Solberg Sr. inherits the 4th place, vacated by his brother. Danny Sordo started to find his rhythm on these last 2 stages and leaps to 5th. Gigi Gali was one of those Sordo went ahead of, but he still moved up a place as he got ahead of the ailing Chris Atkinson. Like his Subaru teammate Solberg, Atkinson was having tyre problems as well. Nothing terminal, but it cost him time. Zevi Pons has been bouncing up and down the leaderboard all day, but will end the day in 8th. And that is the top 8 at the end of the first day. Gronholm 35.4 seconds ahead of Loeb, Hirvonen another 28.8 seconds back. The top 3 are stretching away, but places 4th to 8th are covered by just 45 seconds. But yet again, Petter Solberg absent from the leaderboard.
Petter, more disappointment for you this year. What happened?
I had few problems who made us retire, and that happens, yeah.
What were the problems? Was it the Pirelli tyres?
We had some problems, you know, everything happens on the rally, and it's very difficult to talk about it all the time. But we retired, and that's it. We lost many minutes.
What's your response to this? What can the team do, and what can Pirelli do to get on the pace?
Talk to the guys in charge in the team. They have a better answer.
Marcus, all round an excellent day for you.
Yeah, it was good. Afternoon was a little bit more difficult with big ruts and very hard base and it was hard for the tires, so it was not. And the Löw was pushing much harder in the afternoon.
So competition throughout the field to look forward to on day 2. Until then, you can keep across events on the official website at WRC.com. See you tomorrow.